The opinions, viewpoints, and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Scarefest Television, the last one of this season. The last one before Scarefest 13. This is the last Scarefest TV of this convention. Original broadcast date is October 15th, 2021. Okay, now, everyone, join me in the chat room. We're monitoring all the chat rooms, and tonight, I'm just gonna be flat out honest with you. Now, I'm not as tired as I was last Friday. I'm actually doing pretty good. I think I've got my second wind, or just I'm totally oblivious to reality. As I told a couple of people, I'm so far behind on my work that now I just don't care. I just, whatever happens, happens. But the point is, tonight what we're gonna do, we're gonna give you a preview of the Scarefest Film Festival. I've downloaded the trailers of all the available trailers of the feature films. I want to show you some of the quality we brought in this year. See if anything catches your eye. Tell you that hello, Kim Ford Johnson in the chat room. She called me by my dad's name, so I had to answer her. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do tonight. I'll throw in some news. If you have any questions, just throw them out in one of the 3 chat rooms that we monitor on Facebook. Basically, if you're on Facebook and you're in a chat room, I can see you. I can't always tell who you are because some of the chat rooms just tell me Facebook user. But that being said, that's a little inside baseball stuff. The Scarefest is coming up a week from today officially. Of course, I'll already be in town because I'm going in Thursday night for the launch party. And no, I'm not doing trivia because I don't know shit. Y'all know I don't. I make stuff up as I go along. I'll just, every question they ask, I'll just yell, Bob, and see what happens. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead. Now, our first trailer, is for a little movie called Sleepwalk Hill. Now, this movie, I'm going to tell you, it was one I reviewed. It is deserving of Best Comedy. The problem is it's the only real comedy that we booked for this year's event, so it's kind of like, no, we're not going to let you shoot fish in a barrel. But it is a great one. It was up for Best Feature. It's a really good movie. This one is scheduled for 2 p.m. Oh, I do want to scroll up there. Can you? Or I can do it. Never mind. I want to go ahead. Don't forget, the film festival actually starts at 1 o'clock, okay? The reason I want to remind you of that is we've got 3 short films showing at 1 o'clock before the con even thinks about opening. The good thing about that is if you're in town early and you want something to do, pick up your ticket or go slide bypass, it doesn't matter. But the ticketing office will be open. Hunting for Justice, Stay Calm, and Miss Murray Mack. 3 shorts in the 15 to 20 minute range. You'll fill the hour. Then we go to Sleepwalk Hill at 2 o'clock. And the writer-director Justin Miller will be there to do a little quick Q&A. So here's our trailer. I do want to read this. See, this is not prepared. Okay. I had it pulled up here. Sleepwalk Hill. In a quiet suburban town, a group of neighbors must survive the night when their friends and family become sleepwalking monsters. News reports tell of an earth-shattering sound heard along the entire East Coast. Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows what it means. That night, people start walking in their sleep and killing in their sleep. And the screaming stops, and the blood dries up. The ones who are left have to work together to stay alive. Heads will roll, eyeballs will fly, but for Edgar, hell is just with being around other people. His ex-wife, his parents, and all of his neighbors are hiding out at his house, and they're even worse than the murderous sleepwalkers.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening, do not fall asleep. Do not fall asleep. The sleeping have been walking and killing. Hello?
I'm sorry, but can everyone stop staring at me? Oh, everybody turn around.
And that was the trailer for Sleepwalk Kill. Like once I said, it's a really good movie. It was a refreshing change of pace from some of the more dark movies that we had in the festival. It was really well done. Now the next one I'm going to show you. Oh, and a question from the chat room was asked, when are we giving the awards? I'm gonna finish up the nominations this weekend. I've still got another judge's nominations to work in. Then I'm going to tally the judges' opinions, throw in a little bit of my own opinion, and we're actually going to announce the winners Saturday night during the VIP party. Now, if you're not at the VIP party, don't fret. I'll make sure that it's announced in such a way that if you're standing out to the concession stand, like 5 foot from the VIP party, that you'll be able to hear the awards being given away. And we have actual trophies this year. So, okay, just turn on the next one there. Manifest. There we go. The next one we're looking at is Manifest. This one is a serious freaking movie, people. This is well done beginning to end. It is filmed beautifully. The acting is just absolutely perfect. I mean, it's perfect. But the point is, it is one of the judges really took a liking to it. We're actually having to vote her down because she wants to give like all the awards to this movie. That's how good it is. A Marine Corps drill instructor with a damaged past falls victim to a curse by 2 recruits, exposing his fears and sending him into a demonic possession that connects his dark childhood trauma.
Is there anything you want to tell me?
Like what?
Anything.
Yes, you have to do something about it.
What?
Manifest. You ready?
Where'd you get this?
I need to get out.
Are you okay?
I think you need to take a break. Just say something that makes some damn sense.
You have a secret. It's not just you in there.
Is this what you wanted?
Help me, please.
You have to believe.
What the fuck was that?
Let us pray. It'll all be over soon. The demon is taking over your body, and it will kill anyone who gets in its way.
And that, of course, was our trailer for Manifest. Oh, by the way, if you're on Facebook watching tonight and all of a sudden we go off the air, it probably means Facebook knocked me off the air for showing what they would consider copyrighted content, even though I have full permission to do what I'm doing now. I love Facebook. Now, we're going to do one more trailer before the break here. Now, this one is Wicked Ones coming up. Now, Wicked Ones is one that I fell in love with early in the festival, and it's partially because it was actually they gave it early on in the festival. But now it is up for the Best of Horror. Now, the Best of Horror nomination, that means this is a classic horror movie like we're all fans of. In other words, it has that, I wouldn't call it an 80s vibe, but it's, you know, that raw vibe that you used to get in horror movies. This movie has that. It has that feel to it. While returning to Carpenter Falls, the Lawson family comes to their final confrontation with the Wicked One, a serial killer with whom their last encounter has haunted them for a decade. And now here's the best part. This is one of our homegrown movies, people. This is I know this is the one where I watched it and felt guilty because I knew one of the actresses in it, and like I knew her since she was 12 years old, and she's, you know, naked from the waist up at one point. It kind of threw me. Okay, not selling it on that. It's scene reminiscent of the Terrifier, if you must know. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and show this little clip.
Do you think that the actions of Colin Miller would inspire more acts of random violence?
Hope that doesn't happen. I could see where others could tap into the darkness that possessed Colin Miller.
It's a scary world we live in.
Police have just taken into custody 2 young children who have allegedly committed a series of ritualistic murders. Sadly, this is not the first time this town has seen tragedy. These crimes may have been influenced by those of Colin Miller, a notorious serial killer known to many as the Wicked One.
Still staring at the board, eh, Burke?
You know how many people have died at the hands of Colin Miller?
Colin Miller is dead.
So show me his body.
If the Nova wasn't busted, I could have been there hours ago.
Isn't exactly my ideal family vacation.
I just wish she would have come back to Carpenter Falls. This is the first time she's been back since...
You shouldn't have come here, Alex. Leave this place, Alex. Bill, watch out! Need your help. The kids are missing.
The Mathis siblings escaped during a transfer this evening.
Kids! How far is the Miller house from here?
It's less than a mile.
No! Get out of here!
Alex.
Everyone is talking about CBD oil. Most of us know that CBD is a cannabis compound that has significant medical benefits, but does not make people high. Its benefits include pain relief, anti-seizure properties, anxiety relief, fights cancer, reduces the risk of diabetes, and it is even used as a sleep aid. Blue Leaf Naturals CBD and hemp products are full-spectrum hemp extract oils. They use only hemp grown in Kentucky, supporting Kentucky farmers and businesses and helping you and your family stay healthy and well. Blue Leaf Naturals, created with care from seed to shelf.
visit their website at blueleafnaturals.com. Blue Leaf Naturals, a Kentucky proud company.
Horror. Movie. Fans. For. Life. On Facebook. Find us. For watch parties. For news. For memes. For friends. For life. Horror movie fans for life. Join us.
And I hope you are enjoying the film festival previews so far this evening. I'm your host, Wes Forsyth, and we're just going over some of the entries into the film festival and watching for questions from our 3 Facebook chat rooms that we're using. The next film we're going to do, now this is one of our film festival featured films. And what that means is we have a celebrity guest to introduce their own film, as in Mr. Scott Tepperman. Mr. Scott Tepperman, sitting in Paranormal Row, will be there to introduce his film, and it plays. Now, this one doesn't play in consecutive order with the others. This one is moved to a feature time on Saturday night or Friday night. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong night. Cruel Summer will be showing at 10 p.m. during the Friday night festivities. So if you want to take a break from that, go over and listen to Scott introduce his movie about a group of students plan a pre-graduation getaway at a secluded lake house for the ultimate 80s murder mystery weekend, unaware that a masked psycho has decided to join the celebration. Will anyone survive the slaughter, or is this going to become a truly cruel summer? Scott went out of his way on this stuff. If you like 80s horror, now it's set in modern day, don't get confused here, but he went out of his way to give it a very 80s look and feel. And to use that same formula you saw, 40 freaking years ago. Anyway, that's the story though. So anyway, here comes Cruel Summer.
Totally rad and bitchin' 80s slasher murder mystery weekend. 1980 style dress only. Be there or be Squaresville. Address, blah, blah, blah.
What do you think?
I think you've lost your damn mind.
Let's get going already, before I lose my buzz.
Yeah, God forbid you drive sober.
What are these?
These aren't exactly kids being abducted either.
That was so gross. It's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there.
Well, it's like Children of the Corn out here. Nice place, huh?
Well, I'm afraid this town doesn't offer much in terms of entertainment.
Oh, that's all right. We've got a whole weekend planned to drink.
Hey, yo, that's my car. Can I help you, sir?
Come get us, you hunk of a man, you.
You know this is private property, buddy.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. We're previewing our Scarefest 2021 Film Festival. Now, our next one is a documentary. Not your typical documentary that we get at the Scarefest. This one is polished like fine silver. I'm just going to tell you. It's The History of Metal and Horror, a documentary that explores the history of heavy metal and horror, two genres that we are all too familiar with, and how the two genres merged over time. It's hosted by Michael Berryman, and it features Alice Cooper, Rob Zombie, Kirk Hammett, John Carpenter, Tom Savini, Dave Mustaine, Jonathan Davis, Corey Taylor, and many, many more. If you get tired of watching celebrities on the floor, go over and check this one out. Now, The History of Horror kicks off our Saturday Film Festival at 11 a.m. So it's first thing in the morning. But if you're into metal, I'll put this: if you're into metal music and you're a fan of Scarefest, this will be a movie you want to see.
What is the history of metal and horror? Let's find out.
I think what makes effective horror is that it registers the anxiety of the humans that are watching it. That's what horror does best.
My favorites by far, if anybody knows me, it's the Universal Monsters. That's my whole life.
My mom took me to see the original Jaws when I was really young, and it scarred me for life.
The first VHS tape I ever had was Dawn of the Dead, and I would just let it play over and over all day long. I must have watched it thousands of times.
The movie that affected me the most was Salem's Lot.
Hellraiser is another massive great film, and I remember watching that for the first time and being totally blown away with it.
It's human, it's not human, and then there's this little matter of having a whole bunch of nails banged into your head. Sounds like a crazy idea.
The Groovy Ghoulies were on. I was obsessed with that show. It didn't seem that different to me, the Bugs Bunny to the Frankenstein. Like, it really was a natural kind of thing.
Of course, like most kids, I was watching cartoons on Saturdays, but I was also watching horror movies.
Captain Spaulding triggered the rebellious nature of people, and that is kind of the attitude that goes along with metal and horror.
Black Sabbath was a Boris Karloff film, right? You know, that's where they got the name from the film, and they combined it with heavy music, and that's how heavy metal was born.
You had people on one hand doing horror music, and you had people on the other hand doing horror film, and then somewhere in the middle where these two circles crossed, you had a hybrid.
I use the music, a lot of metal music, for listening to in between violent scenes. It just helps my energy.
I still get goosebumps when the skeleton comes up and starts saying, "Do you want to party?" It was like, okay, now chaos is going to ensue.
For years and years, I've been a fan of Metallica. I just think they're awesome.
I know there are people out there who love horror. I know there are people who love heavy metal, and I know there are people who love both. I'm reaching out to those people and saying, hey man, I'm into it too, and I got a lot of cool stuff. You can just come over and check it out.
Horror and metal really became co-defendants in the Satanic Panic scandal.
Rock and roll is the devil, and horror is the devil too, so it's perfectly natural.
Metal and horror, a perfect match.
And welcome back to Scarefest TV. I was reading the chat room. I'm sorry, I didn't forget what show I'm on. It's been questioned about where can we get some of this on DVD. I don't know which of these movies will be released on DVD yet because most of them are in the film festival circuit, hot and heavy. Not everybody releases their DVD until they go through the festival circuit. That way they can put their little laurels all over the case and let you know. But if it is, now that I do know the gentleman that did that movie cannot be there for the show. He's actually got another, what is it he told me? He's got to be in Florida. Okay. He's got to be in Florida Saturday when we're showing. So he could not join us, but he's very excited about being in the festival. Now, our next film is Reed's Point. Now, Reed's Point, I've watched this movie. It's been, of course, I think, I'm not sure if it's getting nominations yet or not. But the trick to this one is, nice, normal length movie, very well shot. Like I said, all the things we look for at the Scarefest Film Festival. and gave me a little itty-bitty short description. A missing teen raises a conspiracy theory about the infamous Jersey Devil legend. That does not do this movie justice. That description does not do this movie justice. It's an awesome movie. Once again, very 80s vibe to it as far as the when you finally find out who's doing all the murder and mayhem.
Sarah? How's the Jersey Devil article coming? There's so little on Kelsey's disappearance. I need to find out what happened to her.
You two kids ain't here trying to track down the Jersey Devil, are you?
The Reeves family, the story goes they had 12 kids. When she got pregnant with a 13th, she cursed it, right?
TellMeTarot.com. Rare tarot and oracle decks for the discerning enthusiast or collector. Odd decks are not for everyone. If you are a rare deck collector, art collector, or simply fall in love with a deck, then we might be for you. Right now, get 10% off your first order just for subscribing to their newsletter. Shipping is just $5.99 in the United States. TellMeTarot.com.
Spirit Mechanics is here to help. Their background includes many different specialties across the metaphysical spectrum, including alchemy, shamanism, Celtic witchcraft, angelic magic, astral travel, and more.
With over 30 years combined experience in the group, you can be confident in their ability to help. If there is a question you have that you cannot answer, they will do their best to assist you.
Metaphysics can be intimidating, confusing, and unfortunately, abused. Spirit Mechanics takes pride in being selfless in the pursuit of helping others, being humble and honest with their clients about their questions, and lastly, maintaining a professional and personable atmosphere. They want you to feel as you are coming to a close friend, and they will do everything in their power to make you comfortable and safe.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. I'm your host, Wes Forsyth, for the evening. Now, I'm going to explain what happened last week on the show. I announced a celebrity that was not supposed to be announced. We had the letter of confirmation. We had agreements completely done through. The thing we didn't count on was come to find out, could not get out of the contract on the other event that we bragged about. So I take full responsibility on that I did not follow through on all the dotted I's and crossed T's that I tell you all about, and that came back to bite me, and it won't happen again. But because that celebrity was not able to come, this one is, we've already talked about him on Facebook. Pancho Moeller is coming to the Scarefest 3 from Hell 31 and Candy Corn, which bookends quite nicely with our friend Jimothy Beckholt. So, we got Pancho announced. Now, get ready for the West Forsyth cosplay weekend. Friday only, the Tomb Attendant. The Tomb Attendant will be at the Scarefest. He will be hosting your black carpet walk, just so you know. I just wanted to do the voice, as I said. Now, one some of you haven't seen yet, Captain Jack Rabbit. Captain Jack Rabbit will be running the floor all day Saturday. Yes, I will be actually doing my job in a Captain Jack Rabbit costume probably all day, because who has time to change clothes? And then finally, an old favorite is coming back for Sunday. Really Bad Santa. Really Bad Santa will be there for all of your Sundays a day. I usually get to spend some time in the booth, and I'll be there to take photos with you and your kids. Isn't that nice? Okay, now I do want to, don't forget, Throw Axes with Killers. We're about 60%, maybe a little bit more sold out on this event. So I'm not even worried about the event now. I'm worried about the spectator tickets. Where the hell are all you people who said, I just want to watch, I don't want to throw? Our spectator tickets are disappointing on this event. Disappointing, people. You can go, you're in the same room with these celebrities, you get to watch them cut up. Cut up, get it? Throw Axes with Killers, cut up. Anyway, so spectator tickets, if you don't want to throw the axes, if you don't want to spend that money, I think the spectator tickets are pretty darn reasonable. And you know why? Because I'm a cheap bastard and I'm the one that set the price on. So there. Anyway, Throw Axes with Killers. We've got 6, 8, 9. I done forgot. But anyway, we've got a whole bunch of celebrities. If you go on the ticketing page, it'll kind of go on the website. It'll tell you who all's coming. But anyway, Scream Queen Bowling. Scream Queen Bowling. The last couple of teams, now they've started selling again. People are starting to buy tickets again. I think it's because we're so close to the event. But Scream Queen Bowling, we've still got spots on the teams. And these are very limited teams, people. 6 people per team plus the celebrity. And there's no spectator section. Now, yeah, they can stand in the bowling alley and everybody's way, I guess. But no, this is going to be a fairly intimate event with some great, great actresses and TV celebrities. And our gallery reading from Tessa, I need to update this graphic because if you haven't heard, Nick Groff is going to be appearing with Tessa Del Zoppo in her psychic gallery, her psychic medium gallery. That's coming up. That is on Friday night at 8 p.m. I do that from memory. But yeah, the gallery reading does now feature a Q&A with her and Nick Groff. And that is a ticketed event. And you don't even need a Scarefest pass. You don't want to come Scarefest find, just buy a ticket to that. Question on the Axis event, the shuttles. Yes, we will have shuttles leaving from the front of the... You know, we haven't decided exactly where they're leaving from. I'm assuming from the front of the convention center, Elizabeth, in the chat room. But yes, there will be shuttles. We promise shuttles. There will be shuttles going to the Axling event. You know how I know? Because Kane Hodder won't walk anywhere. But we'll try to get more information on that. See, next up. Okay, and just don't forget. Well, I didn't even light it up. Go to thescarefest.com, get these and other great tickets. Now you can come back to me. That's all right. Okay, next movie we're going to talk about. The Alternate. Now, if you're more of a fan of modern horror, this will be right up your alley. It has some great practical effects, don't get me wrong. This one, though, they did use a lot of high-quality computer-generated effects. I mean, they put some time and effort into this movie on that end of it. Fairly small cast. Probably shot in the pandemic because, you know, like I said, it's complicated. That's the best way I can describe it. It didn't take a lot of characters to have an entire cast. I'll tease you like that. The Alternate follows Jake, a videographer who discovers a portal to another dimension in which he has everything he's always wanted. The perfect version of his wife, Chris, the filmmaking career of his dreams, and the daughter he never had. Jake quickly starts traveling back and forth between these two worlds, spying on his other self, falling in love with the alternate Chris, and getting to know his daughter. Jake soon sees that his alternate is not as perfect as he seems, and decides to change places with the alternate Jake, and take the good life for himself. So there you go. Very, very, very complicated, but it's a great movie. Here's your preview.
The other you created this thing, this portal. It was a fluke. We traveled through it to another world, to another version of our house.
You okay?
Where the fuck are we?
This is our house, Angel.
We shouldn't be here. We can't be parents. I've only been there once. But Jake, the other Jake, he kept going back.
How could I do that?
Who are you?
It's no fun if you never win.
If I remember correctly, great line from that movie. I smell me on you. I smell me on you. Watch the film and you'll find out what that means. Anyway, okay, now we're coming up on another trailer. Right now we're at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. You've been on the con floor all afternoon. You need a place to sit down. Nice, comfortable, modern theater right across the road. If it's cool, seats are heated. It'd be like when you lay in the bed with the fan on and the heat, and the electric blanket, the fan. That's the effect we're going for. Anyway, that's beside the point. These are all at Lex Live, by the way. They're not on the expo floor. You have to cross the street to watch our film festival. Next up, we're looking at Reunion from Hell. Reunion from Hell. This one, I should have pulled up the history on it. I'm pretty sure this is another locally made by some of our friends here in Kentucky, or at least the area. In other words, Scarefest regulars. Since his father's passing, Riley Connor has not returned to his hometown. But when the news of a murdered friend comes to light, Riley is forced to return home, unknowing that his life and those of his friends will soon be in grave danger. Reunion from Hell.
Now listen close, because here's the way the story really goes.
Hello? Didn't you hear me? I just said I might be in the house.
I never thought I would say this, but I'll be on the first flight out.
Can't believe you're here.
Hi, Mom. That makes two of us. Hey, baby brother.
Sheriff, what is this all about?
Yeah. Is Riley in some kind of trouble or something?
No, he's not under arrest. But, Riley, you can't leave town anytime soon.
How do you expect to help people when you have so much darkness and secrecy inside of you?
Come on, Randy. Stop playing games.
Yeah, Sam Hodge. I remember now. Yeah, he was on the. We've worked with this on the show. Anyway, okay. You were asking about this one in the chat room already, so I'm going to tell you. The Attached will be showing Saturday night at 8 p.m. It is one of our featured celebrity presentations of the Scarefest. The Booth Brothers will be there for the kickoff of it to do your quick Q&A. But The Attached, and you've heard about it on the show. They've been on talking about it. What else can I say? Actually, I could say this. 7 stories of 7 haunted attachments. Be careful of what you bring home. Now,
The Attached, which had these haunted objects in, started as a feature film. But it went so overwhelmingly full of emotion and different. The story behind the story grew so much. Philip and I have always wanted to make a television series. Something like The Twilight Zone of Black Mirror, or even a supernatural, more so Stranger Things. So we needed something, I would say epic, at least. I mean, just overwhelmingly epic. So we were looking for haunted items or strange and unusual oddities, and suddenly we came across something that nobody wanted in their house. Nobody would touch it. They were scared of it. And this thing was actually the real exorcism box of Annalise Michel, which is the real Emery Rose. I mean, whether it's the Annalise Michel exorcism box that was in the actual room when she had this intense possession. I mean, if it can talk. And that's what we're going to show you. It's going to tell its story.
He told me it was John Wayne Gacy. I was so scared.
Something was pushing me away.
It followed me home.
You guys need to be careful what you may bring home.
Want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for Scarefest 2021. The official bourbon of the Scarefest, brought to you by Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company. And I got to fix the banner because it's got somebody else's phone number on there. But the official bourbon of the Scarefest. Now, our next sponsor is one that I don't know why we don't announce these people in January of every year. Let's see. I got to do something there. There we go. Anyway, L81. L81, the official soft drink of the Scarefest. Sorry about interrupting that there. But now, coming back to Scarefest this year, Gun Media, guninteractive.com. Gun Media is, they're donating a bunch of video games, and I don't even know what we're doing with them. But anyway, they got a sponsorship. Gun Media, the, make horror genre video games, and Takis, the official chip of the Scarefest. Yes, Takis chips. There is going to be served a Takis Bloody Mary, I understand, all weekend. We're going to have special dinner plates for sale with Takis chips accompanying them. There's going to be Takis everywhere. And they're sponsoring much of the kids' stuff. So Takis, the official chip of the Scarefest. And the official car dealer of the Scarefest is Dan Cummins Chevy Buick. Dan Cummins ChevroletBuick.com. ChevyBuick.com. Dan Cummins Chevrolet. Dan Cummins of Georgetown, the official car dealer of the Scarefest. Thank you so much to Dan Cummins and the official mover of Scarefest. And these people are another one. Come back year after year after year. That's good. You don't have to. And Blythe's Paranormal Productions, one of our featured vendors, our featured sponsoring vendors. Go back to me. Thanks, everybody. The support. Now, I do want to give a shout out. I don't have the banner ready yet because we're working on the description. Metronet. Metronet has stepped up to the plate. They have sponsored Wi-Fi in the building this year, in the Expo Center. That means a lot to the vendors because the Exposition Center Wi-Fi is not inexpensive, and Metronet has stepped up to the plate. And the only reason we don't have their banner done, there's actually something else they're trying to do, but we have to get it cleared through the center. But yeah, when you get free Wi-Fi at the convention center, thank Metronet. Okay, next trailer up. Okay, actually, it won't be the next trailer. The next one, yeah, you can go ahead. Hey, load that one. You got it ready. Hey, producers on the ball, better than I am. Now, I want to give a shout out to Save Me From Everything. They did not have a trailer in a downloadable format that I could find. Save Me From Everything is a great, great movie. It is more of a, if you're more into the thriller genre, it didn't really, one of our judges is in the chat room, Meredith, I'm sure you would agree. It didn't become a horror movie really until the end of it. It's got some scary parts, some freaky parts, but the real horror kicks in at the end of the movie. But it does keep you on your toes. The acting is absolutely off the hook. Nominated Best Actress. I believe the character name was Emma. Don't remember the actress name. But anyway, so Save Me From Everything is coming up, and that one kicks off our Sunday movies at 11 a.m. So that's another one. If you're in town, you want to start off the day watching a good horror movie, that's a good one for you. Now, The Last Frankenstein is coming up, the trailer on it. Buried in a dormant life and a dead-end relationship, Dr. Jason Frankenstein, the last of his family, finds himself frustratingly approaching the middle of his life. No, he's not. He's too young to be middle of his life. So that's coming from me. With little progress to show for it that I can relate to, towards carrying forward his family's experiment. But after a creature from his past brutally re-enters his life, he is catalyzed to finally complete his work. With the help of a pair of drug-dealing paramedics and a nurse with a shady past, he sets down the blood-soaked path to create a living being from the bodies of the dead. Classic Frankenstein story, modern-day setting, very well done.
Dad, it'll cause a bloodbath.
We don't know that'll happen, and we have to move on.
Someone should try it. Make it work. Where I am now, I don't know if it would still be possible.
I'm getting older, and I'm not accomplishing anything I need to.
Do what you know you should do.
Jason, focus on your studies, working with your father, and don't let anything distract you.
Now, to clarify an answer I gave previously, the shuttle going to axe throwing will be leaving from the front door of the convention center, which is what I kind of said, but I didn't know for sure. But that's that's where they're leaving from. No. Someone in the chat room just asked, do you have to be a guest? No, if you're at the spot, if you just need to ride, I guess, down to the Distillery District, I don't think anybody's going to check. I don't know. They might ask you for a ticket. But anyway, no, the shuttle, you do not have to be a guest of the Hyatt. It will be launching from the convention center. It's for guests of the Scarefest. So if you have an axe throwing ticket of spectator or axe throwing variety, you may get on the shuttle. Some homeless guy's watching me now on his iPhone. I'm gonna get a ride down the Distillery District. Anyway, now the last one we got to show you here. This one is nominated for Best Feature, and I'm going to tell you it is nominated for a reason. Now, here's the pitch on it. In 2013, John Miller disappeared for 4 days. 7 years later, a group of documentary filmmakers found out why. And it was so realistically done, I had to Google it to make sure it was not a true story. Okay, they were that freaking convincing. 100%. Great movie, well acted, keeps you on your toes. And I mean, I'm watching going, I don't remember this story. Is this really? It's so I guess I gave a spoiler. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Now, I can see that you're sort of shaken right now. Was it hard for you to step foot on this property for this interview after what you've heard?
If you'd have heard the screams come over the phone, and if you'd have heard the fear, you wouldn't want to come out here. It don't feel right being here.
With your emergency. We need someone here immediately. There's a lot of people trying to get into my house. Okay, well, how many people, ma'am? I don't know. I don't know how many people. They're just, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Are they inside the house, ma'am? No, we have people inside. I need you to stay on the line with me. I need you to tell me what's going on. Where is Sean? We're just looking outside. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? We haven't seen him. We thought he might have been outside. I can see. There are people outside. Fred, can I say anything? No, I haven't. Listen, we're talking to them. What? Ma'am, you stay on the line with me. Tell me what's going on. Okay. I don't know. When I look out the window, there's just light. There's light.
Now, another thing about Holes in the Sky that makes it so convincing is when you're watching it, you look at the people that are in it and you say there is no damn way these are actors. You just look at it and these are people on a shitty YouTube channel. You're convinced from the beginning, but I'm telling you that it is a sharp movie, and it's really in the running for Best Feature. As good as all of these are, it is in the running for Best Feature of the weekend. So that one closes out our day. That's at 3 to 5 p.m. That's at the end of the day, Sunday. A lot of times, if you got your shopping done, that would be a good movie to catch. If you're done with the weekend and you're just wanting to sit down and relax a little bit before the Thriller Parade, which comes after the Scarefest, which I haven't even talked about. There's just not enough time in the day to do what we did last weekend and this weekend and just get it all in. I hope I caught all the questions in the chat room that were asked tonight. One thing I will tell you, everyone, now watch the Scarefest pages, the business page and surely the group page. Surely he'll remember to share it to the group page. But Brandon, our fearful leader, fearless, a week ago he was fearful. Fearless leader will be posting every day a set of guidelines, answers, if you will. People are asking the same questions over and over and over in Facebook. And he has a bright idea that he can write an article every day and answer all these questions. And I guarantee you, nobody will read them. No. They will post questions on the article that were answered in the article. You know how I know that? Facebook. But it's a good effort, and if you're seriously wanting to know what's going on behind the scenes, how things are work, how they're set up, one of his next ones, he's going to try to have our official mask wearing rules. He's going to try to have that hammered out this weekend. It's going to be pretty close to what I've been telling everybody. You ain't going to get in the building without a mask. Okay, have your mask. We'll see how much we can loosen the restraints or tighten the restraints or whatever the restraints are. We're not going to tackle anybody. We're not going to, but there are certain things, guidelines that the convention center is really pushing on us. I mean, if you go to a UK basketball game, you're going to be wearing a mask, okay? And that's like what 99% of Kentucky at some point. So there you go. The axe throwing, Jake, is the same night as karaoke, Friday night. Jake and chat room axe throwing and bowling are at 9:00. Friday night. But do not worry, karaoke runs from 9:00 till later than that. They will be over before the karaoke is. Because if we can talk the guy into it, we'll get him to stay there till like 1 a.m. I don't know that for a fact. Tip him, Jake. Tip him. We can get this shit done. Anyway, I'm gonna close out the show now with Bonehead Weekly's movie review. Thanks, Joe, for bringing one of these every week. And now you're just being silly. Jake Godbold. October 22nd through 24th, counting the 21st if you show up and get drunk with me Thursday. Everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week, but you gotta be in Lexington, Kentucky for me to see you.
Hey, Scarefest. I'm really excited about this week because, okay, so Nicole reached out to me. She's not even going to remember having this conversation. But she reached out to me about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, and she said, hey, I need some reviews for some children's horror films. You know, there are movies, horror pictures that are accessible to kids. And I said, oh my God, I don't really do a lot of them. I've got one this week and it's only 58. It's technically not a movie. It's kind of a special, but I'm still going to review it. It's The Muppets Haunted Mansion. Now, if you don't know this about me, and clearly if you watch Bonehead Weekly or you watch this show here, there's always a Kermit phone behind me. I'm a huge Muppets fan. So you know what my favorite ride at Disney World is? Well, my favorite classic ride. My favorite ride is actually a Test Track. But my favorite classic ride, if you guessed the Haunted Mansion, you'd be correct. I was so excited when I realized that for Disney Plus, they were going to do a Haunted Mansion Muppets crossover for Halloween time. I can't think of anything better. Watched it while I was on vacation. And I love about 30, 45 minutes of it's pretty good. So basically what makes it good is that it really centers around Gonzo and Pepe. Centers around them. And Gonzo gets invited to this challenge on Halloween night to be able to stay at the Haunted Mansion all the way through. And it's a mashup, and it has a ton of Haunted Mansion jokes and references all the way through it. It also has a lot of classic Muppets references. I just enjoyed it all the way through. It stars Will Arnett as the host, your ghost host. It also has a lot of cameos from people like Ed Asner, who's no longer with us, Brian Henson, a few others. I'm not going to get into all of them. I don't want to ruin it all for you. I just thought it was great. And if you like the Muppets and you like Halloween and you have a kid and you have Disney Plus, there is no reason for you not to be watching this right now. Apparently, Kirk Thatcher is the director of it, one of the writers and one of the producers. He's worked with the Muppets before. He was a writer he was a writer on Muppets Treasure Island. He also had produced a lot of stuff for Henson. I know Nicole's a huge fan of the Curious Creations of Christine McConnell, which is something I can recommend if you're into baking and horror, which is on Netflix. And now the last I know I'm going to get shit for this. The last few minutes of it, last 15, it then necessarily drags, but it loses a little steam. But it completely makes up for it for the fact that we're getting a legitimate Muppets experience. The only thing that still bothers me to this day is they got rid of the voice of Kermit, not Jim Henson. He, of course, died in 91, but the actual replacement of the voice of Kermit, whom I've gotten really used to. They've got a new one. It just sounds weird. Just sounds weird. Drives me crazy. So if you have Disney Plus and you have kids and you want something spooky this Halloween, check this out, okay? Now, for the rest of it, I want to see you next week at Scarefest. I want you to stop by and say hi to me. I want you to buy me lots of drinks. Okay, that part's kind of a joke. But seriously, stop by, say hi, go, hey, Joe, I'm blank, because I'm terrible with names and faces. Remember that. Terrible with names and faces. Plus, most of you should have your mask on. So stop by and see me. I want to see you all next week at Scarefest. This is Joe Lewis, a Bonehead Weekly. Check out Kirk Thatcher's The Muppets Haunted Mansion. I really enjoyed it. It's on Disney Plus. Thanks.